Hello, here is an AYD League game that Black won by resignation, winning several local fights. Top right corner was quite spectacular, the bottom side too, and the top left corner where White was kind of hopeless at the end, but he tried the last ditch effort. So going back to the last few moves, when White plays this descent, Black can just make an eye. And there is no way for White to approach and try to win the semi. Even if White connects under, there is no improvement in the life and death situation in the corner. Black can just play here. So at the end, when White plays a move like this, Black can play away. White will play Atari from the inside. There is an eye, and still no way to approach in the corner because this will be self-Atari. If White connects here, it's the same thing. When he plays A19, he puts himself in Atari. So in general, in semi, when you have one eye against no eye, that's a success and you win the race. Anyway, let's go back to the beginning. The Joseki was pretty balanced. Interesting for White to play d3 because obviously Black will go for the top left corner, so Black can attack coming from that top left corner. If Black plays here, White can play facing Komokos and it's a different story. So anyway, this is already a good start for Black. Approach the lower left, so far so good. Then approach the bottom corner, also nice. So Black is preventing Shimaris everywhere. Now we have a very popular Joseki nowadays, this kick and take the corner solid at r6. Now here for White it's interesting to play j3, but obviously White also wants to prevent a Shimari. But Black continues with the steady Josekis. Very nice to take the corner. And then approach h3. This is very good. So normally now White has to react somehow in this corner because it's kind of thin. And usually the kick at c4 is the proper way to protect. And then another kick at g3 to prevent the cut at e3. Black goes out. And now White usually jumps out between the groups. But he's already safe. So White can play in the top left corner, top right corner like it happened in the game. And even if Black surrounds here, the corner is already safe. So White can reduce the left side. This would be quite balanced. Well, normally Black defends the corner now. So let's go back to the actual game. White approach 017, which is big. Black defense calm, that's also good. Yeah, sometimes we see this kick and defense, but yeah, in general you just want to defend because the extension is already in place. So you want to leave some invasion options available for later. I'm not sure about this pincer. It's still proper to play the kick. So here Black comes out between the groups. It's also possible to attach in the corner and then immediately play b2, because this way once you leave in the corner, even if White plays all these moves, White needs to connect the group on the outside, and Black would just catch this stone. So once you leave in the corner, this group on the outside is kind of floating and running because it's facing the strong group on the bottom side and also this stone in the top left. So it's difficult for White to develop either side. Therefore, once you take the corner, it's already a positive position for Black. Anyway, it's also natural to jump out and split White stones. So White pushes once. Then here, White should kick first and defend the group again. For example, g2. It's very painful when Black plays f2 or f3. So if White is going to do something on the left side, this can hurt. And then push along. And now come out to surround the corner. So yeah, White needs a move like g2. Then Black can counter pincer on the left. Therefore, for White, this d7 wasn't the best idea locally. So now White jumps here. This is okay. White is looking for a little base. And here Black could play a little better. So obviously there is this shape, which is a Keima that Black can cut at e3. And White never played the move around c4. So now is the time to cut. If White simply push through, you play the cut. Now when White goes in the corner, you connect under. And these three stones are floating and the corner is also in trouble. White can play, for example, something like this to secure the corner, but the stones on the outside are still running. So they are pretty much hurt. On the other hand, if White just captures a stone here, that's actually good for Black because you're going to settle the corner, very nice, and the group, it's actually still on the run. White has to go out, because white has only like a 4 side right now. I mean, if he plays here, he can make 2 eyes locally, but it's very painful. And it's very nice for black to fix the corner this way, because originally this was white's corner, and now it became all black. So the Tesuji here, it's e3. If white simply pushes through, and then pushes again, that's the reason he plays e7. The corner is not so big, because black had Hane in the corner on the second line. Now, when white plays here, you can just go Nobi, and white needs this move. If you play Atari and Atari, you gotta come back and protect against the cuts. And this would be Gote, or damaging a few more points. But if you simply Nobi, white plays here, this is Sente, and again, a lot of profit on the outside separating these 2 stones. So this variation is not great for white either. Therefore, in this corner, it's good to remember e3. Now, playing this move is like trying to kill everything, but here white can play the kick, black has to go down, and then another kick like this, or attach and then block. Even if you play Atari, white can continue this way, so it's easy to fix a base now. And, well, white can also defend. So this way, I'm not so sure black gained as much as it would with the cut at e3. But, oh yeah, white played the double up, because he's threatening b5 to try a connection. Interesting move to take away the base, but normally black should just no be here and threaten the invasion at c9. Now black may double up like this, or play a Kosumi, or double up this way, because it's really painful to allow this move and separate the left side. And also about that attach on the second line, we will see in a moment. So white plays a big point somewhere else. Black keeps attacking the left side, which is good. Yeah, on this move, it's too soft to just allow black connect underneath. You can push one time like this. Obviously, white will block, and then cut one way or the other. I would cut this way, because when white cuts too, this is already an empty triangle. Black captures a stone. Atari, you can connect, white connects. You can push once, white needs to block, and then you capture stone. So the group is already alive. If white plays here, you push in the corner and go down. And if white plays the block, you just descend. And again, white is a little bit in trouble. He needs to connect on neutral points or secure against the cut somehow. Hane, Nobi, this kind of stuff. So it's more fighting spirit to separate. Because this way, white connects and there is no more follow-up on the left side to attack severe. The only thing black can do is this move, and white has to pull back. But this can be played as a quadrat. There's no need to do the exchange now. If you play the other cut, it's also okay. So when white cuts, he's in an empty triangle again. Then capture a stone, Atari, come out. It's pretty much the same thing. Then push in the corner. Hane. You don't Hane here because it's dangerous. Once he plays the Atari, you gotta take the stone. Or this one. And then he plays here and everything dies. And if this happens, white goes down. Black will push, white blocks. And again, it's just one eye. So just take the stone. Once you take the stone, you create Miai between a3 and push and create the second eye at a7. So it's A or B. Therefore, cut one way or the other. That would be a bigger punishment. I'm not sure about this invasion point. Usually here black has the peep, white defends, and then you jump out threatening the invasion, white protects, and then you reduce coming from the side. White probably just protects here and increase the top. It's good enough. Because with this stone in the center and the Keima, you're going for a nice box on the bottom side. Anyway, normally here, white will attach, which is good. Black Hane, and white should cut. Now the options for black are probably Atari, descent, connect, block, and turn. Because on this move, after black blocks, white needs to play again. So let's say white plays away. Black has this Atari, blocking Sente, and jump out. So the two stones are separated. So this means white will play here. And then, okay, you can play a move like this and go up to discard R9 and probably Q18. But at least white can keep all his stones connected on the side. This is a better variation for white than the actual game. In the actual game, White blocked here, and that's too painful. Atari under and connect, and now Q10 is hurt. Looks like a peep at the cutting point. It's like he makes this exchange 1-2, which is always a happy exchange for black. Besides, this formation is also terrible, the soldier's head shape. So yeah, one should cut where you can cut. So this is a success for black locally. Okay, white jumps in the middle to reduce this potential. The Han is very proper, it hurts Q10 pretty big, and then there's a lot of potential here. So now the game starts to look pretty good for black. On this invasion, black shouldn't play Atari under unless black wants to go down here, because obviously there's some agi with a ko at O2. It's more interesting to go out, allow white connect, cover, he needs to connect under, and then connect the two stones with a peep, because there are many cutting points. So how does white protect? If white plays here, you have the push later on, and you also have the descent in Sente, and now catch the other stone in a net. So black still builds a lot in the middle. If white plays something like R5, being afraid of the push and cut and everything, then you cut Q2. You might play Atari here, but it doesn't change much. Then connect, and now you go in the corner. And this is a bit tricky for white. On this move, you can block or play the vital point. You must play here. Then you go in the corner, trying to make eyes and liberties. And if white blocks, you just go for the kill. It's only one eye on the bottom side. So white needs to come back and make two eyes. Then you just push once and also make two eyes for the group on the side. If he plays here, you leave like this. If he plays here, you leave like this. So either way is good. I mean, he will make two eyes here, which is painful, but you ruin all the corner. And if white starts to come out, you can fight. No problem. And in the meantime, this group has no eyes. So I wouldn't allow the Ponuki here. Even though, okay, you can say it's Sente, and when he plays the ko is not so easy, because this is a ko that can backfire, but actually it's the kind of ko that white doesn't lose much. I mean, if he loses a couple of stones, it's no big deal. So for example, he can play this ko threat, you answer, he comes back, and now if he wins the ko, he makes all this profit. The picture could be so much different if black resists in the fight. So go out, if white comes here, you catch. If white connects, cover, he needs to connect under, Osumi, and he needs to protect again. If he protects this way, you push and cut in the corner. Now when he protects on the outside, you have Atari and Atari like this. That's a disaster. And if he captures the stone, because usually he must capture the stone that cuts, then you go Atari on the outside and connect here. And now this group is on the run. So it's very good to resist a little bit in the fight. Okay, now white comes out here. Black doesn't care. This is an interesting idea to Tenuki, but the group on the left side can become dangerous. Anyway, M17 is a good invasion point, especially after Q18. So the game is still going well for black. Now here, black just decides to connect under and take the points, but it's interesting to play Hane. If white pulls back, you connect. When white Hane, you cover and you kill the O17 stones on a larger scale. On the other hand, when white cuts here, you play Atari. If you Atari under, you capture. So you make a Ponuki similar to the Ponuki white did on the bottom. And he still needs to play something like this to prevent the ko. But then you can push one time here and connect to the right. And when you look at the position, this is actually excellent to have a wall with the Hane here and make a huge territory on the right side. Because white kind of crawls. And if white plays, for example, Atari, go out and you connect. Now you heard K17 and he also needs to protect here. But now he's losing all the potential and the territory in the top. So this is too painful for white. Therefore, okay, in general it's just fine to play N17, but it's okay to consider Hane one way or another and ruin his top. So just connect. Now white was supposed to push one time and then come back here, because it's just proper. Actually, with this move, white is looking to attack these stones in the middle, but they are not so easy to catch. So good idea for black to continue attacking in the top area. Yeah, first of all, white should push here, black defense, then go down, then this, then Atari connect, and now come out with those stones. White missed the tempo, so black just cuts. This is good. If white comes out, you catch these guys. So Atari, yeah. It starts to look too good for black, especially that the shape point it's this jump. So once black connects heavy, white connects heavy, black can surround everything. Yeah, this game might work fine, but the Kosumi seems much more powerful. When white jumps, you surround. If he pushes, Nobi pushes again, block. It's an easy catch. It became a little more dangerous than that, but eventually black managed to catch everything. So this looks like a 5 in a row game. It's actually fine to go Nobi and then block. But okay, tight, take away liberty. It's just that with all these cutting points, it looks a little bit risky. So here maybe it's a little better to play Atari from this direction than when white comes out, connect against all those problems. Because if white plays this cut, you have the option to play Atari, 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 then turn in the top. Or you just play this jump. So you cannot be surrounded. I mean, there is no crane nest formation against those stones. If white pushes through, you go Atari, Atari, then turn. Now he needs to connect under, and you just connect, well, Atari one more time, and connect like this or like this. So nothing to worry about. The group is out, and white's group in the middle right is already captured. So this became a little dangerous, because now the 3 stones, they need liberties. So what happened here? Atari. Oh, white played this to prepare a double Atari. That's fine. But white doesn't need to play this move. White can actually connect. Because the idea is to try to catch the 3 stones. So all white needs is some liberties. If black plays Atari, white connects, and when black tries to go out, this will work to capture. So now white is safe. But black might Atari here, then push again. And now the problem is, white may Atari like this, Atari one time here, and connect. So when black tries to catch everything, white goes down, and there are 1, 2, 3, maybe 4 liberties, because this Hane cannot be played. If you go down, he goes Atari, or he just goes down. 1, 2, 3, 4 against 3. And now when you try this move, it's not too much space inside. That's the problem. So actually, white could catch that group and save his group. That's why if you go back a few moves, it's better to use the Atari from this side. So actually in this fight, black was a little lucky. Took the ko. White played the wrong ko thread, and now all the RG is gone. So the group is trapped inside. And on this cut, obviously, white wants to play a double Atari and make a ko. So you can play here. Anticipate that double Atari is coming. So when Atari is played now, you also connect in the top. If he comes back here, it's not such a big deal. You can double up like this, or play a shape point, or play Atari this way. It's really difficult for white to live inside. But even like this is tough. So this is probably the most critical moment of the game. And black goes out, creating ko threads. Actually, black can push here. If white connects, you just Atari. And if white turns, you play here. And then when white takes back the ko, maybe white will play, I don't know, some ko thread around here. Let's say we answer, he takes back, you take away liberty, he plays Atari, and Atari from behind. Well, kind of similar to what happened in the game. So black comes out, takes the ko, that's fine, and ignore. Yeah, this is already game over. It's too big, the top right area. And white didn't compensate that much. Black can leave very comfortable under. Very good game at this f2. And now all black has to do is to keep the group in the middle safe as well. This was nice. Prepare the ladder and then surround. Yeah, once black captures this group, white can resign. There is no way for white to connect. This is fine. And here actually it works for black to play just e3. Because when white goes down, you play this one and the group is still surrounded and killed. But this is tight and basic kill. It was to go Atari directly. Because when white connects, you just play Atari. If white connects, Atari again. No need to throw in. It's pretty much the same thing. Why make it more sophisticated? Okay, white tried some desperate maneuvers there. Nothing worked. Nothing works here either. There is no call. Just shortage of liberties. And then the last combination. Actually here, push through, it's normal. If white goes like this, you just block, there is nothing in the corner. And then of course, this is fine. Well, it also works to play the block the other side. White plays here and you cover. And when white cuts, you play Hane, block, connect. He's got only 3 liberties, but there is nothing to be afraid about. And this is fine too. So take, then go down. So going down is not necessary, but even after you go down, when white plays here, you can actually make the eye. It's better. Because those stones in the top left corner are dead, and you don't need to waste a move here or a move here to remove them. Those are black's territory points. So overall, this game felt like black outplayed white in pretty much every local fight, so I'm glad to see that. Especially here in the top right where it was super dangerous and the most important fight of the game. Also, nice catch on the bottom to keep everything connected, but it still feels like in the early stages, black could punish white even more. Enjoy the review and keep on winning.